These are the 4 permanent display windows here at the Liberty Bell Museum. We change them out occasionally, but they usually stay this way. This window is for the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, which is in the intersection of 7th and Hamilton Streets in Allentown, half a block from the museum. You can literally walk out of the museum door, turn to your left, and see the statue. This is a Civil War monument. It was dedicated on October 19th, 1899. And as far as we know, it is the northernmost Civil War monument that deliberately has a Confederate figure in it. There he is, right there. He is the figure holding the American flag, standing over the words, "One flag." He is the symbol of reconciliation. He is being welcomed back into the Union. Now, Center Square changes over the years, but the one thing that has not changed in that square since 1899 is the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. In our next window, we pay tribute to an Allentown institution that has been gone since the turn of the century, Hess's department store, which was an institution in downtown Allentown for nearly 100 years. It was opened in 1897 and closed in 1996. It was the big city shopping experience without having to go to New York or Philadelphia for it. It was 5 stories, it had fabulous chandeliers, and the owner of the store was a showman who knew people. He could make phone calls, and the TV and movie stars of the 1950s and 60s would appear at the store. They had flower shows, they had fashion shows, they had toy shows. And they also had a famous restaurant called The Patio, where you could get all sorts of wonderful things, and if you were a child, your dinner would be delivered to you in either a little orange oven, or if you had dessert, your ice cream would be delivered to you in a little blue refrigerator. And the young lady in the picture there is a professional model. Hess has employed models to walk around the store, wearing the latest fashions and telling shoppers which department they could buy those fashions in. Even though that picture is not dated, I'd be willing to bet that Kennedy was president when that picture was taken. And over here, these are the early days, the building and the founding of this museum. These gentlemen right here who look like they are working in a coal mine, they're standing in the same room that I am conducting this tour. That is what our main room looked like when they first started working on it in 1961. The museum opened on Memorial Day in 1962. Wednesday, May 30th, 1962. Thousands of people turned out for it, and it was quite the occasion. And here you can see a tour being given to school children. We have been giving tours to school kids since 1962, and we continue that tradition today. And here's a picture of what the church foundation looked like. That is from 1777, which was still mostly intact down here in the early 60s. And this, the iron object there, that is the brake handle of Frederick Leeser's wagon. Frederick Leeser was one of the 2 farmers. He and John Jacob Mickley were together responsible for driving the Pennsylvania State House Bell, as the Liberty Bell was known back then, from Philadelphia to Allentown. And that picture was taken in 1976 during the nation's bicentennial, when the trek from Philadelphia to Allentown was recreated with wagons and horses and a replica of the bell. But this time the bell was not covered because they wanted everyone to see it, because this time we weren't hiding it from the British. And that is a print that was made in 1976 for the bicentennial, showing the arrival of the bell at Zion's Church.